If you're worried about season 2 of The Witcher and the fact that filming got cut short due to the current pandemic, no worries. I have some news to alleviate all your fears. All your fears about season 2 being delayed or not happening. Not like all your fears, obviously. So filming for season 2 of The Witcher had to stop about a month and a half into shooting for season 2, and it looks like, according to Netflix's production schedule, they're looking to get back to filming again this August. But even though they aren't filming again until August, there's no worry about them not meeting the August 2021 deadline, which is when season 2 would premiere, because they only had about 4 to 6 months left of filming, and then their CGI special effects work usually takes about 6 months too, so they're still completely on schedule. They just now don't have that extra wiggle room they would have had if the pandemic wouldn't have happened. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, how the pandemic affected season 2 of The Witcher and how it will affect season 2 of The Witcher. And to share that, I have to share what Lauren Hiswick, the showrunner for Netflix's The Witcher, said on it. So first, she shared exactly how far they got into shooting season 2 before the pandemic started, sharing, "We were shooting in UK and we were about 6 weeks into our season when it shut down. We were literally in the middle of a big sequence we had been preparing for months. But we have a very international crew and it wasn't just about the health of our crew and our cast, but also getting them back to their home, to their families." She also talked about Christopher Hivju and how after they halted production of season 2, it turned out that he actually had corona himself as well as his wife. So on that she shared, "And we had a cast member, Christopher Hivju, who was diagnosed with coronavirus. Obviously, first we wanted to make sure he was okay. He was tested as he flew back into his home country of Norway, and he was completely asymptomatic at the time. He had no idea he had it. So of course we had to follow up with everyone who came into contact with him and let them know what they should do if they start feeling sick. But thank God, knock on wood, we had no other illnesses spiraling off that one." I think by now they would know if they had any illnesses spiraling off of that, so it's pretty good that only Christopher got corona. I mean, his family got it too from him, but no one else did, so it didn't spread too far. Now, on to what they're doing currently for season 2 of The Witcher and what they will do in the future. Lauren also touched on that a bit and gave us a glimpse into what is going on. So she said, "Right now, it's a lot of production meetings, a lot of talking about how to keep people safe. A lot of it is just about flexibility, not just in the planning phases, but when we get back on sets. It's about personal comfort and personal safety. So the government may say it's okay to do X or Y, but an actor may say they don't feel comfortable doing that. And that's always going to be our first concern. We're making all sorts of plans and accommodations and waiting for various governments to weigh in with their recommendations, and film commissions and Netflix. And yeah, it's going to impact story. It will have to. But one of the best things about being a writer on set is that I'm there to make those changes as we need them. Really, in terms of writing, we've just been honing a lot over the last 8 weeks, really digging back into scripts, making some big shifts, especially in the emotional journeys of our characters, and making sure that everything we're writing feels really grounded and true." I love that she is concerned about the actors and crew, just everyone working on the show, and this has been an issue with other movies going back into production, where certain big actors and actresses have said, to get in my costume and everything, people have to touch me all over, all day. Maybe we should wait a little bit. As for going back to work and seeing what all the different governments and commissions are saying, we do know there are detailed plans for certain areas in the world to go back to filming, but it's also very, very strict, which honestly it should be. Let's not kill people for entertainment. We used to do that for a really long time. I'm sure in some parts of the world we still do that. Let's not do that anymore. That's not fun. As for writing, I do find it interesting that she said over the past 8 weeks we've been writing more, kind of tightening up the ship, making sure certain character arcs are better. Now you would think, okay, they have more time to think it through. That's great. They're not so rushed. And we know a lot of productions, especially with Netflix, it's boom, 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 boom. You gotta go, you gotta go. So them having more weeks to work on writing can be great, but at the same time, sometimes you get a little bit too nitpicky and you make changes that you shouldn't. Sometimes you go a little too far in some places. Ask George Lucas. So I'm glad they have extra time to be tweaking the scripts and making sure everything is as polished as possible. I just hope they don't go too far because they're going a bit stir crazy. So, okay. There is your update on the pandemic, how it affected filming earlier this year, what they're doing right now, and what they plan to do in the future. You can let me know your concerns for season 2, and are you as upset about it as I am that August 2021 is the premiere date of season 2? At least it's not around the holidays anymore, so thank you, Netflix.